When you open your Pixellab app, you are going to see this. Now, the first thing we are going to do is to set our size for our design. So I'm just going to click on this particular place. I'm going to click on it. And you see this place where we have image size. I will click on it. And I'm going to leave our height like this. I will leave our height like this. Then our width, I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to change it to 1000. After changing it to 1000, I'll click on OK. So as you can see, we now have something as long as this. The next thing I want to do is to change the color. I want to change the color of our background. I'm going to click on this particular place. I will click on color and I will click on this color again. This color, I will click on it. Now when you click on it, it's going to give you colors like this. Now we don't want any of these colors here. So to choose our color, we are going to click on plus. We'll click on plus, and then this is what I'm going to do. Just watch me. I'm going to take my hand to this particular place like this. Look at where my hand is and look at what I am picking. So this is it. See what I am picking. See what I am picking. Also, if you want to do something very accurate, you can use the color code. Now this particular thing here is called a color code, and the particular color code I use, if you want to use it, just click on this place and then you see this place, just change it. So the particular color code I used was F5 E8 D8. So this is a particular color code I use, and if you want to use exactly the color I use, just come to this place, put F5 E8 D8 is going to give you the color I used. So I'm just going to press OK, and this is it. Now this new text here, we don't want it. I'm going to delete it. Now let's start our design proper. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to write Mimi's cake. To write that, I will click on my A and I'm going to click on text, and I'll double click this and I'm going to write Mimi's cake, Mimi. Then I will press OK. Now if you notice, I'm finding it difficult to move it. If you're finding it difficult to move it, if it's here, it's because your text is small. You can always use this tool called position to be able to move your text. So this is Mimi's cake. I'm just going to put it somewhere here like this. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'll come to, I'm still under AO. I will scroll to my right and I will look for color. I'm going to click on color and I'm going to click on my plus sign. I'm going to take this small stuff. I will take it to red. I'll take it to red. And when I take it to red, you see this particular dark red color. That is what we want to use for that Mimi stuff. So I'll just take it further so that it can be darker, and then this is what we want to use for our this thing. And again, this is the color code because we got this particular color code correct. This is the color code. So I'll press OK, and then the next thing I will do, I'll scroll to my right. I will look for this AB font. I'm going to click on it. And I am going to scroll to the bottom. This is the particular font we want to use, Fog Lightning number 07. So I'm just going to click on it and then I'm going to press OK. So we have something like this. Now I will increase the size of this. We don't want something small, so I'm just going to increase the size of this a bit. And then next thing, I will go to this thing. this place. I'll click on it. I'll click on this B to make it bold. As you can see, it's now bold. The next thing I'm going to do now, I want to write cakes under here. Instead of writing the cakes from scratch, I'm just going to do something that will make our work fast. And that I'm just going to do something that will make our work fast. And that is, I'm going to copy Mimi. I will double click it and I'll change it to cakes. So we have two. I'm putting it under here like this, as you can see. The next thing, I'll click on cake. Look at, I'm going to copy it. I'm doing this instead of writing it all over again. I'm just copying it and then changing the letters. So I'm going to write pastries. All right, and I'm going to reduce this size. Look at what I'm using to reduce this size. If you hold this thing, you'll be able to reduce and increase your size anyhow you like. So I'm just going to put it at the bottom of Mimi Cakes. Now we have something like this. Let me move this one upward a bit. Now the next thing we are going to do, we are going to write our services. So I'm going to click on this one. Please, not this one, the middle one. I will click on the middle one. I will click on shape. Then you see this shape that was given to us. I'm just going to bring it here. Now with the help of these 4 buttons, you can reduce the sizes of your shape. Now just watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this one to reduce the size of the bottom. Then I'm going to use this thing called radius to make the corner bent like this. So I'm just going to go in with my radius to make the corner look bent. Then for color, this color that we use for Mimi's cake, look at it here. So I'm just going to pick it and we have something like this. Now this is what we have. The next thing I am going to do, again, I will click on shape. I will click on shape and I'm going to have something like this. This time around, I am going to reduce it to something like this. Then I will click on my radius to make the sides slant. Okay, to make the sides slant, and I will come down and look for color. Now the color we are going to use is not red, though it looks like red. It is not red. Now I am going to click on for color. Look at, you have fill color here. This is what we are using. So we are going to scroll down. We are going to click on our plus and I am going to come here and kind of pick this light red color. As I said, it is not red, it's not fully red, it's kind of a light red color. So watch what I am doing, or in the same vein you can click here and use the color code. The color code is E82938. That is the color code. All right, E82938. So I'm just going to press OK, and then we'll have something like this at the end of the day. Okay, so this is what we have. Look at how it looks. So I'm just going to bring it here. This is where we want to put it, but I'm not going to leave it straight like this. You see this thing that is looking like small c, we can use it to curve our stuff. So I'm just going to use it to curve our stuff so that it can look curved, something like this. I'm going to bring this further down like this. The next thing we want to do is to start writing our text. Or before we write our text, we should just finish everything that has to do with structure. So you see this particular thing, we want to do something like that in this particular place. So I'm just going to click on it, and then I'm just going to bring it here like this. Now this other one, this last one, it doesn't have curve, so I'll click on edit. I'll click on edit, and I'm going to turn this radius to 0 so the curve will not be there. Then I'll increase it a bit. Okay, then I'll just bring it back here like this, so we have something as beautiful as this. The next thing we want to do, I'm going to start writing our text. I'm going to start writing our text. So I'm going to click on A, and I'll click on text, and I'm going to write our services. I'm going to reduce it, and I will change the color. I'll come here, click on color. I'm going to change it to this particular color, that is the color of the background. So I'll click on it, and then I've changed it to the color of the background. I'll scroll and look for B. I will click on it because I want this to look bold. And I'm still going to slant it. Now remember what we are going to slant, this thing that looks like C. Hope we are following. Now I will just come here to reduce the size because I don't want it to look too big. Okay, so this is it. Now let's spy. It looks beautiful, right? The next thing we want to do, we want to write this stuff that are here. So I'm just going to click on my A again. I'm going to click on text, and I'm going to double click my text, and this is what I'm going to do. You see, look for this particular thing. It is in all phone keyboard. If you have a phone, this should be in your phone keyboard. It's not something we debate. This should be in your phone keyboard among symbols. So just write 2 of it. Just click it twice. Okay, and then I'm going to write traditional marriage cake. Click it. Wedding cake. Click it. Pastries. Click it. Cupcakes. Click it. Water cake. And then lastly, we have smoothies. All right, so after writing everything, I'm just going to press OK, and then look at it here. I'm going to go to my color at first. I'll go to my color, and then I will change the color to the color of the background again. Then I'll use this to reduce it, to reduce this size. Look at it. Then I'll come to this place, and I'll click on it, click on B to make it look bold. So we have something like this. The next thing I'm going to do, you see this place, we are going to write WhatsApp stroke call there. So I'll click on my A, click on my text, double click, and I'm going to write WhatsApp stroke call. I'm going to write it, and then I'm going to place it here like this. Let's reduce the size a bit, and then I'm going to click on color, and I'm changing the color to this particular color of the background. I'll go to bold and make it bold. I'm going to copy this, and I'll bring it here like this. I will change the color to brown. I will click on edit and change it to a phone number. This is one of my phone numbers, so I'm just going to increase the size of this and place it here like this. The next thing I'm going to do, I want to write the address here. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'll click on my A, I'll click on my text, and I'm going to write the address. The address is not real though. Airport Junction, opposite Old City Building, Mina, Niger State. Okay, so this is the address I wrote. So I'm going to bring it here, reduce the size so it will not look too big, and I'm going to bring it here like this. I'm going to bring it here like this. I will carry it and change the color. You see what I'm changing the color to? Is the brown. Then I'll go to my board, and of course I'm going to make it bold. The next thing I will do, I'll come to this place where we have line spacing. I want to reduce the spaces in between the line because it's not looking good with too many space. So I'll click on my line spacing and I'll reduce it just small. As you can see, -3. The next thing I'm going to do, let's reduce this a bit. It's not supposed to look too big. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this. That is the middle one. I'll click on it, and then I'm going to click on import. I'm going to my gallery now. In my gallery, I am going to look for an icon. This is the icon. This is a location icon. Okay, when you see it, you know that they are just talking about location. I'm just going to reduce it. Look at what I'm using to reduce it to. I'm just going to reduce it to something like this. I'm going to change the color. I'll go to color, I'll click on enable, and I'm going to change the color to brown again. So I will come to this place where we have position. I will click on it, and I'll make sure it's well aligned. All right, so we have something like this. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to hold my service again. I'll copy it. I'm going to place it here like this, but this time around I'm straightening it. I'll place it here like this, make it a little bit bigger. You see how it is. Then I'm going to click on my A. I'll click on text, double click, and I'm going to write order now in capital letter. So we have order now, and I will press OK. So I'm going to carry this to this particular place. We'll change this to brown color, please. I'm going to carry this to this particular place, and then I'm going to come to color, and I'm going to pick this color. That's the color of the background. Again, I'll come to my board, pick B to make it look bold. This is what we have. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do, just watch me. I am going to click on my middle icon, and I'll click on shape again. Now watch me. I'm going to use this to increase the size, so I'll get something like this. Look at where the edges are. They are kind of large. Then I'll click on radius and increase the radius to get something slant. Look at here, they are slant. The next thing I will do, I will scroll down, and I'll pick this particular color. I'll pick this particular color, and we have something like this. So I'm going to bring it here like this to the bottom. Now let's move further. The next thing we are going to be doing right now, I'm going to click on my middle icon. I'm going to click on my shape, and I'm going to bring in a shape. This is what I'm bringing in. I'm going to use this to elongate this, so I'm just going to drag this upward like something to get something like this. Then I'm going to use this to do it like this to get something much slimmer, and I am going to place it here like this. I'm going to change the color to this. Now after changing the color, I'm just going to press OK. We have something like this. The next thing I want to do is start bringing in my images. Now to bring in your image, click on the middle icon, click on import, click on the middle icon, click on import. Now let's do that. I'll click on the middle icon, then I'll click on import. Now these are the image, so I'm going to bring in the first one. I'll click on it, then I'll click on this that says 4:3. I'll click on it. As you can see, it has given me a kind of shape that is 4:3. So I'm going to click on it. Yeah, we have something like this. Watch what I'm doing next. I'll scroll to my right. I'll look for stroke. I'll click on the stroke, click on enable, then I'll click on this as my stroke color. Then I will increase the stroke width to 3. Note, I click on this as stroke color, increase the stroke width to 3. Let me show you what it does. Now this is what it does. When you check now, you see that this thing has line in its sides. These lines are called stroke. Now I'm going to click on this. I'll reduce the size so we can successfully place it here. Then using the help of this, I'm going to slant it, so we have something like this. The next thing I'm going to do, I'll go to my middle icon again. I'll click on this second one, and I'm going to click on the 4:3 again to get this shape. Then I will just use my hand to move it to the side I want to show. Then I'll click on this, that's to OK it, and then I'll go back to my stroke, click on stroke, enable it, click on our background color, then click stroke width to be 3. I'm just going to do the same for this, reduce it to what I like. Please, when you are reducing it, make sure you are reducing it to something that looks like the shape of the first one, so that they will not be too different from each other. Now I'm just going to use the help of my slanting tool to slant it, so I can place it here to get something like this. The next thing I will do, I'll bring in my third image. So I'm going to click on the middle icon, I'll click on import. I'm going to click on this, I'll click on 4:3, and then I'll bring it in. I'll go to my stroke, I'll click on my stroke, enable it, and then I'm going to reduce the size, and I will bring it here, and then I'll slant it a bit to get something like this. Now the next thing I'm going to be doing is to bring in another image. So I'm going to click on the middle icon, I'm going to click on import. Now this is the image we want to bring in, so I'm going to click on it, I'm going to click on it, and then using the help of this button, I'm going to reduce the size, and after reducing the size, I will place it here like this. I'm going to place it here like this. The next thing I'm going to do, this same cupcake, I'm going to click on copy. Note, you must be clicking on it before you can click on copy. I'll click on copy. Now this is it. I'll reduce the size, and I'll place a second one here like this. So this is our final This is our final design. Now if you want to add background to it, if you want to spice it more, let's just bring in a background. I'll click on my middle icon, I'll click on import. I'm going to be using this particular background, so I'll click on it. This is the background I'm going to be using. I'll just increase it all over the place. Then watch what I want to do. I'll click on opacity. I'll click on opacity and I will reduce the opacity to be very small so that you'll just be seeing it little by little. Look at my opacity. My opacity is at 8. Now after reducing the opacity, I'll look for this to back and I'll click on it so it can go to the back. As you can see, looks very nice. The last thing we are going to do, we are going to click on this. We are going to click on this that looks like a memory card. We'll click on it. Now if you want to save finally in your phone, click on save as image. If you don't want to save finally, let's say you want to save it in Pixellab and work on it later, click as save project. Meanwhile, you can click as save project and still click as save image. Do save as image first, then come back and do save as project, so that let's say you have any correction you want to do, you can always come back to it and do your correction.